Skywars is a game that can take a fair amount of practice to be good at. For a lot of people, it can take time to get a full understanding of how to play and win regularly. One of the first things people look into when learning about Skywars is figuring out what kits are good and which ones are bad. And regularly, everyone bases this off of what the general opinion is, and sometimes there are some kits that might be overlooked. When I first started playing Skywars, I chose the kit Ecologist, because at the time, rushing mid with that kit was a reliable strategy. There is one kit in Skywars though that I feel, for the most part, is overlooked. When you see anyone use it, it is typically someone trying it out for the first time who doesn't know how to properly use it. The kit I'm talking about is the Endlord kit. On December 18th, 2018, an update introduced mythical kits into the game. At the time, there was a total of 3 kits that were in the game: the Netherlord, Monster Trainer, and the one we're focusing on, the Endlord. These kits are unlike others in which they come with special items or perks that you can't get anywhere else. The Endlord is a kit that spawns you with leather armor, endstone, and special ender pearls called time warps. Time warps take you back to the place you threw them 3 seconds after landing your pearl. The idea of it is very simple, but there are many possibilities with these pearls. I've been maining Endlord kit for a while now, and I put about 9/10 of my total time of Skywars into learning how I can better myself with the kit. Unlike most kits on Skywars, the Endlord has an extremely high skill cap, so even after many hours with it, I still haven't learned it to the fullest. But I will say that I have a greater understanding of the kit than most people do. In this video, I'd like to go over the different tricks and strategies you can use for Endlord. My goal is that more people can start learning the kit for themselves and form their own ways to use the kit, only making the kit a better and more reliable one to use. To start off, I'll explain the basics. When you land a pearl, it takes you back to the place you originally threw it at, not where you were when you got warped, meaning that you can throw it, jump in the void, and still be safe up top. This is great if you need a timeout in a fight to heal or replace gear. A common thing I hear people say about this is that people can either just wait with a knockback rod or just wait to crit you out. And while this is true, there are a couple ways that you can combat this. Let's say that you were running from a guy with only half a heart remaining. In this situation, there are multiple things that you can do depending on the distance, gear, and health of the person chasing. If the person you're running from has low armor or even low health, you can time warp away, heal up, get warped back, and win the fight just because you have no health. Another thing is that you can time warp into the side of an island, fall in the void, and still live on most maps. Just be careful because there are a couple maps such as Jinjo that are closer to the void, and if you try this you will almost certainly die in the void. Or if Hypixel freezes while you're falling in the void, it won't warp you back in time and you'll just fall directly into the void. If they out health or out gear you, you really shouldn't be time warping. You probably should just focus on escaping or healing. Now we'll move on to a bit more of an offensive strategy. But before we do, YouTube analytics say that likely 0% of you are subscribed since this is one of my first videos. So if you'd like to help me out, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Anyways, moving on. Another situation where you can use the kit both defensively and offensively is with what I call anchoring. Anchoring is where you throw a pearl directly below you in a fight that you feel like you might have a pretty good chance of being hit off into the void in. If people aren't expecting it, then it can take them by surprise and help you win a fight off. There's also another way of anchoring that goes very well against kits such as Salmon, where people are usually far downstream. By throwing a time warp directly up, you can jump down into the water 2 times per pearl while staying safe. Another very offensive strategy is what I call juggling. Juggling requires you to be able to combo people pretty well, but it's where you time warp in front of or behind somebody while they're either running away or towards you, and hitting them into where you're going to warp back to. If the person you're fighting isn't expecting it, you can easily take out most of their health or even get the kill on people, sometimes even if they're highly geared. In this video, there's just one more tactic I'd like to bring up, which is time warp clutching. Time warp clutching can be done in 2 main ways. The first takes the most skill, and is typically used when you've fallen a bit into the void. It's where you need to repeatedly time warp to an island above you and place as many blocks downward to give yourself a wall to block clutch against. This usually requires 2 to 3 time warps. and it also requires high CPS, so I recommend butterfly clicking or drag clicking if possible. The second is a bit easier, but it requires you to really pay attention, and it can only be used when there are some blocks around your warp spot to build off of. It works by remembering where you were right before you teleported, and either bridging to that point or building under it. This will usually take only 1 to 2 time warps in total. And that's about it for this video. There's a whole lot more that you can do with time warps that I couldn't get to in this video, since I've already put about 20 hours of work into making this video. But depending on the feedback from you guys, I might make another video explaining more strategies with this kit. Or maybe go into detail with another kit? Tell me what you guys think I should do in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed, as I hope to make more YouTube content. And if you'd like to see more Endlord gameplay, or just want to chill out, I try to stream daily on twitch.tv/Norville, and I'd love to have everybody stop by and check me out there. I'd also like to thank members of the /CrashClips Waterpark Guild for helping me get clips for this video. With that, I hope you all have a good one. Peace.